judiciary was now, and Chief Registrar of the Judiciary Gladys Boscholei has now written to the Chief Justice Willy Mutunga of an alleged plot to kick her out of the judiciary. Sholei wants a public inquiry into what she calls a war strategy allegedly drawn by the CJ and 5 of his confidants. She says she no longer has confidence in the Judicial Service Commission and wants the probe against her to be conducted by bodies such as the Auditor General, Ethics and Anti-Corruption Authority and the Independent Police Oversight Authority. Yesterday, KTN obtained leaked emails suggesting an intricate plot involving top officials of the judiciary to kick her out of office. The emails between top officers and the Chief Justice point to a 5-man strategy team around the Chief Justice that accuses Sholei of usurping the Chief Justice's power. But as Samogina reports, the CJ is now warning that those who leaked the emails could be prosecuted.
A day after leaked emails pointed to a vicious war in the judiciary revolving around the CJ on one hand and the Chief Registrar on the other, Dr. Mutunga's office fired back. In a statement sent to newsrooms, a communication consultant in the CJ's office, Komuchesi Makoha, accuses unnamed persons of hacking the email account of the Chief Justice. The statement reads in part, quote, "The judiciary leadership is determined to eliminate this surveillance culture by closing in on the small, cowardly and criminal enterprise that believes that it can violate official and private communication at will," end of quote. And he warns those behind the email leaks of possible prosecution. And I quote, "Anyone who can hack an email is essentially a criminal who deserves to be dealt with in accordance with the law," end of quote. But a string of fresh emails suggests that there may be no end in sight for the Star Wars in the judiciary. In what appears to corroborate the so-called 30-point plan against Gladys Sholei, the Chief Justice has now called a meeting of all judges tomorrow, as indicated in one of the leaked emails, to address their concerns over salaries. And a memo to that effect has already been circulated to the judges. In an email seen by KTN, Dr. Mutunga's Chief of Staff Duncan Okello writes to Justice Isaac Lenaola, who is out of the country, to avail certain documents for what is described as an urgent meeting. Okello writes on the 25th of September, quote, "The CJ has convened an urgent meeting of all judges this Saturday. One of the issues to be discussed is the salaries issue. Will you be back or who can you delegate to?" A day later, a seemingly exasperated Justice Lenaola fires back, quote, "I return on Sunday, so I'm unable to attend. What is the emergency and why such a short notice? And if I'm needed, why did no one give me notice to change tickets? Who arranged for this meeting and what is the agenda?" End of quote.
I would like to just make a brief clarification.
The Chief Registrar had in her testimony before a parliamentary committee accused the section of the Judicial Service Commission of a witch hunt after the committee voted to send her on compulsory leave. But the leaked emails have put the spotlight on the Chief Justice's office. In one of the emails, the CJ wades in writing to the 4 men he calls his generals, stating, quote, "As your commander-in-chief, I say, my generals, let us start the initial battles in this war. Let us get into the mud. The war has been accepted by the general." End of quote. The mail dates 20th September 2013, 9:02 p.m., with the CJ undertaking to pay the bills of all dinners used for crafting the assault on the judiciary's Chief Registrar. The correspondence alludes to what is called the judicial transformation bloodbath in the first week of October. The Chief Registrar was suspended by the Judicial Service Commission over allegations of fraud, but returned to work following an out-of-court settlement. The JSC has given her a list of questions to answer over the allegations of impropriety. But with the latest turn of events, there is no telling how the Star Wars in Kenya's third arm of the government will continue. Samogina, KTN, Nairobi.